And we're live. Hi. Hey y'all. Welcome. Okay. Hello. We're gonna do some yoga. If you are into it, we're gonna do an hour of Emoto practice. I'm Carly. If we've never met before, I'm so happy to have you all here. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening this far, wonderful weekend, hopefully safe. And I'm so glad to have you all here. Hi. Yay, hi Kayla. Nice to see you. All right, cool. So we're gonna do a Moto practice. If you've never done Moto before, it's a Hatha-based practice. It is 60 minutes of a little bit longer holds. So we'll breathe in each pose for about 5 or 6 breaths, depending on the pose, and we'll move and breathe and get a little more into right now together. So let's see, what time is it? 8 o'clock, look at that. All right, cool. So you're not gonna need any props or anything for class. If you wanna grab your water, maybe a mat, something to lay on, and we're gonna get right to it. All right. So go ahead, start in Shavasana. So laying on your backs, let your arms go long, legs go long, starting to get really still before we find any movement. So taking time to kind of land before we do anything else, even though that this class will be a continuation of landing in each pose. And that's the really brilliant thing about this series, which I love so much. So go ahead, get comfy on your backs, get some tunes going. And start with your eyes closed. So landing in stillness, palms will face up towards the sky. You might even give a little tuck to your shoulder blades, so you have a little bit more open space for the chest. With that softness in the eyes, let your jaw unhinge so that everything can get really, really soft. Starting from this really open, kind of vulnerable position, so that we can move and breathe and make something new with each pose that we come across. And start to bring your attention inward to your breath. So the breath becomes kind of more a part of the picture than it normally is. And with your attention to your breath, start to deepen your breath. So your inhales get a little bit bigger. And your exhales just a little bit longer here. A couple more. And then all together, take a big breath in. Expand your chest away from the floor. Big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let that go. Another one like that. Big breath in. Feel expansion of your chest away from the floor. Open mouth, exhale, soft jaw. And take your time, no rush. You might take a stretch on the way, but whenever you're ready, pull your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a nice little hug, a little squeeze as you roll side to side. Maybe a kind of tip of gratitude to yourself, a thank you for this body, for showing up for yourself for this practice today. You might take a little rock and roll side to side. And take your time. You'll roll onto one side or another. And we'll start at the top of our mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. So take your time getting there. There's really no rush. When you do get there, toes together to touch, palms by your sides, stand as tall as you can, like a mountain would. The crown of your head reaching up, you might soften your eyes to close. And with strength throughout your legs, throughout your belly, can you find places to soften, like the shoulders, the jaw, even behind the eyes? And again, check in with your breath here. So we'll start with some breath work all together. With your eyes still closed, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a full breath in. Inhale, chest moves towards your thumbs. Exhale out of your mouth, let that go. So making a ha sound, inhale to fill up. Eyes open, exhale out of your mouth. Interlace your fingers, press your palms all the way down. As you exhale, eyes will follow your hands towards the mat. Then inhale, reach your arms forward and up as your fingers travel. Trace them with your eyes. Exhale out of the mouth, that ha sound as your palms trace through the center. Interlace and press all the way down towards your feet. Press all the air out. Couple more. Inhale, reach forward, strong through your legs still. Out of the mouth, exhale. Just two more here. Inhale, reach forward. Can you get a little bit longer through the side body, shoulders soft. Out of the mouth, that ha sound. Last one, inhale. Exhale. At the bottom, release your hands by your side. Stand tall. Take a full breath in. Seal your lips out of your nose. Exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. On your exhale, interlace your fingers, release your index. Take an inhale, stand as tall as you can. On your exhale, reach your fingers up and over towards the right side of your space. Let your hips fall a little bit to the left. And then finding that breath in and out of the nose for the rest of class, pretty much. And then check in. Can you find that same idea of Tadasana, that mountain pose here, even though you're reaching to the right, strong through your legs? The breath is still moving. And there's a little roll of your left shoulder and left armpit up towards the front of your space. Check in. Can you find a little bit of softness through your toes, through the jaw? As you reach a little further to the right, take a full breath in. Fold further on your exhale. Inhale brings you back up to standing. On your exhale, take it up and over towards the left side. Hips will sway a little bit to the right. And so find as much length as you can on the right side body, but still finding a little bit of length on the left side as well. And then find something to soften here. So even though there's so much strength happening in the lower body, the shoulders, the neck, eyes can all be soft. And keep reaching left. Notice the breath. So if anything you do in class today, no matter what the shapes look like, can you make the breath a part of every pose you do? Keep reaching left. Just take a full breath in, little lift. Fold a little bit further on your exhale. Inhale brings you back up to standing. On your exhale, bring your palms parallel to the floor and then walk your feet about hip width distance. Take an inhale, get really long through your spine. On your exhale, sit your hips low, setting up for Utkatasana chair pose. You might need to adjust your feet, make it feel good, and then rock the weight into the heels of your feet. Keep reaching through the fingers, but plug the shoulder blades down and back. And then right away, so you might start to feel some fire in your legs. If you don't, maybe you sit a little bit lower. So always deciding to challenge yourself, but for the right reasons. Especially if it helps you get a little more present, feel a little more sensation in what's happening right now. And breathe. The breath has got you here. No matter what you're feeling, can you find a little sense of calm and ease as you lift your ears a little bit higher towards the sky? And take a full breath in right here. Sit a little bit lower on your breath out. And challenge the breath to keep moving even when the moves start to feel a little more challenging. And check in that the breath is always soft and as much a part of the practice as the poses are. Start to straighten your legs and lift your heels high over your toes. So heels are lifted as high as they can go. You might stay right here. You might start to bend your knees forward. Keep reaching the fingertips forward and slide down like imaginary walls behind your back. So nothing's really changing with the upper body. And the shoulders stay stacked right over the hips. Can you get your heels just a little bit higher? Challenge. Only if you'd like it. And soft through the toes. And start to straighten your legs. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. On your exhale, set everything down towards the mat. Walk your toes together to touch. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. On your exhale, wrap your right arm underneath your left. Twist, tie your arms. If this is too much, grab for shoulders. Take an inhale, lift your elbows high. Exhale, sit your seat low. Slow to lift the right knee up. With control, exhale, cross it up and over the left leg. Squeeze your legs together right where they meet. Pull the right hip back. And then think about a little lean back of your heart, like your shoulders, again, right over your hips. And there's this sense of pulling your arms apart. And with that, as you try to do that, see if the shoulders start to rise. Let them soften down your back. You might challenge yourself to sit a little bit lower and draw the weight into the heel of your left foot. Let the breath be expansive, a part of the pose. Take a full breath in. Squeeze your legs together, breath out. Step your right foot down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, the left arm underneath the right. Twist, tie the arms. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, sit your seat low, slow, left knee up towards your chest. Cross it up and over your right leg. And so your foot doesn't need to wrap back. Mine sure doesn't. You might even rest the toes on the floor. If you do have the toes lifted up, really squeeze your legs together. Notice if the left hip is kind of wrapping forward. Instead, pull it back. And then find that weight to the heel of the right foot. And trust that you can only get taller here as the crown of your head reaches up. You might even play with the forearms, reaching a little bit forward towards the top of your mat. And then it really doesn't matter if all that's happening if you don't have breath. So let the breath guide you into what you need most in this time. Take a full breath in. Sit a little bit lower, exhale. Left foot steps down. Inhale, reach both arms overhead. On your exhale, sit low. You're in Utkatasana, chair pose. Right away, rock the weight into the heels just like before. Draw the belly button in, a little puff up of your low back. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Elbows are wide. Take a full breath in. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside your left thigh for prayer twist. And so draw the left hand down into the right. Lift your heart away from the floor. And then start to twist your heart away from the mat. You might notice the right knee kind of dipping forward. If that's the case, pull your right hip back, knees in line. And then check it out. Can you find the breath? So especially when it's challenging, let the breath help you the most. Take a big breath in. Reach the crown of your head forward. On your exhale, rotate your heart a little further to the left. Stick with it. You got it. Full breath in, long spine. Exhale, press the left arm down, twist. Come back to center. Inhale, reach up, stand up. On your exhale, sit low, Utkatasana. Draw the weight into the heels. Let the toes be soft. Then check in the breath. Still a part of the picture. Hands to the heart. Inhale, elbows wide. Exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow outside your right thigh. If this is too much, you might bring your forearm to your thighs, right hand to the base of your spine. Either way, think about lifting your heart away from the floor, sitting your hips lower. And there's some length to be had. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, rotate your heart open. And you've got it. Full breath in, heart lifts. Exhale to twist. And back through center. Inhale, reach up, stand up. On your exhale, cactus your elbows, open your heart. Inhale, reach both arms up. On your exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Stand tall, full breath in. On your exhale, arms by your sides. And slide your hands to your low back. Fingers will point down like you're putting your hands in your jean pockets. Fire up the legs. Take an inhale, lift your heart up. On your exhale, arc up and back, setting up for standing back bend. So notice if the arch is kind of happening in the low back. Instead, let it be from kind of like the bra line, the chest up. So it's more of a heart opener. Send your tailbone down towards your heels, a little activation of the glutes. A little tuck to your chin so the back of your neck is long. And then find your breath. So the breath supporting you. You got about 2 more breaths right here. Inhale brings you back up to standing. On your exhale, mountain pose, release your arms by your sides. Take a full breath in, shrug your shoulders up. On your exhale, let them go. Separate your feet about hip width distance. On an inhale, reach both arms up. On your exhale, dive forward over your legs. Halfway lift. Inhale, bring your palms to your shins, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, plant your palms, send your right foot to the back of your mat. Find your fingertips for an inhale. On your exhale, sweep your arms back, runner's lunge, Bandharasana. And so the palms will face down towards the ground. Fire up your back leg, so there's no bend in the back leg. Lift your back heel high over your toes. And then think about lifting the belly, the chest away from your left thigh, so there's space there. So even though the upper body is hinging over, there's still this long line from your right heel out of the crown of your head. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward, like you're trying to scissor the hips together. And then, when it comes down to it, are you breathing? Find the breath as a way to connect you right to this moment. So no matter what the sensations in the body are feeling, you still can be right here, right now. Soft through the jaw. Inhale, reach both arms up, crescent lunge. On your exhale, plant your palms to frame your front foot, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, palms to the shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, left foot to the back of your mat. Find your fingertips, inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back, runner's lunge. So setting up this side just as strong. Back heel lifts high. So the heel is right over your toes. And then take the bend out of the left leg. There's this drawing together of your right heel towards your left toes. Think about dragging them together like they're magnets. You'll feel your inner thighs start to fire up. There's still this wrapping of the right hip back, left hip forward. And then reach the chest forward, but draw the rib basket in. And you might find a little bit of extra softness you can find behind the eyes, even the jaw here. Breath still moving. You've got it. Inhale, reach both arms up for crescent lunge. On your exhale, plant your palms to frame your front foot, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen. This time, exhale, just fold, let it go. One more, halfway lift, inhale. This time, exhale, plant your palms, right foot to the back of your mat. Same setup as before. For crescent lunge, inhale, reach both arms high. On your exhale, lift your back heel just as high as you did for runner's lunge. It's okay to have a little bend in the back knee. That way you can instead send your tailbone down towards the mat and then really reach through your fingertips like you're getting a little more length through the spine. Take a full breath in, reach a little bit higher. On your exhale, cactus your elbows, open your heart. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, cactus and hover the back knee down. Inhale, reach up. On your exhale, open up, warrior two. So lots of space will land in between your feet. Back heel is planted down. Press to the outer edge of your right foot. So that nice side edge. Think about lifting the arch up. And then reach through your fingertips. The crown of the head goes up. Like you're trying to take up as much space as possible. Challenge yourself. Lunge a little bit deeper into the left thigh as you draw that left hip back just a bit. Inhale, exalt your warrior. Left arm reaches up and back. Exhale brings you back to warrior two. Inhale, flip your thumbs up to the sky. Exhale, the left arm down, right arm high for bent leg or Trikonasana. So you have a couple options. You can always rest your elbow on your thigh, especially if you're doing that. Think about lifting your heart away from your thigh. You also have the option just to reach down. Either way, strong back leg. Press to the outer edge of your right foot and then wrap your chest up towards the sky. So notice how the breath can get you a little more present in the shape. And even though maybe we hold it a breath or two longer than you want to, you can trust the breath to have you here. Inhale brings you back up to warrior two. On your exhale, deepen into your lunge. Stick with it, you've got it for a full breath in. Soft through the jaw, full breath out. Inhale, exalt your warrior. Left arm reaches up and back. Exhale, windmill your hands to frame your front foot. This time step back to high plank pose, top of a push-up. This might be too much for you. If it is, bring your knees down to the floor, all good. If you do have your legs lifted, fire up your legs so knees are straight, or not bent rather. Press the floor away from you, all 10 fingers spread wide. The crown of your head is reaching forward, and then you got your breath. So that breath that's gonna help you, support you here. Try to drag your hands and feet together. You got it. Strong legs just for 3. Press the floor away for 2. And 1. Hips up and back, down dog. Take a full breath in. Let it go out of the mouth, full breath out. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Take 2 steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, find your length. Heavy head, fold, exhale. 1 more like that. Inhale, find length. Exhale, plant your palms, other side, left foot to the back of your mat. Crescent lunge, inhale, reach both arms high. On your exhale, soft through the shoulders. So the arms are extension of your spine, keep reaching them up. Lift the back heel a little bit higher. And then pull the right hip back, even here. Even for me, draw the rib basket in so you can get a little more length. I saw that on the camera. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, cactus your elbows, open heart. Inhale, reach both arms up. On your exhale, cactus and hover your back knee to the floor. Inhale, re-extend. On your exhale, open up, warrior two. Take up your space here, really get long. Your feet almost as far apart as your hands are. And notice if your right knee's kind of tracking inward. Can you rotate the right thigh out, working all these muscles along the outer edge. Don't forget about your back leg, your back arm. Can you reach them a little bit further? Strong back leg. And of course, if you got it, lunge a little bit deeper. Inhale, exalt your warrior, right arm reaches. Exhale, find warrior two. Inhale, flip your thumbs up to the sky. Exhale, right arm down, left arm high. Set yourself up. Trikonasana. So notice the hips are kind of tracking forward towards the top of your mat just a bit. Can you do the opposite? Rotate your heart up like you're wrapping the right lung underneath the left. And there's a little space underneath your right side body, lifting away from the floor. Find something to soften here. Inhale brings you back up to warrior two. On your exhale, deepen into your lunge. Stick with it, full breath in. Soft through the shoulders, full breath out. Inhale, exalt your warrior, right arm dances. Exhale, windmill your hands to frame your front foot, step back, high plank pose, top of a push-up. You decide, knees up or down. Really press the floor away. All 10 fingers have space in between them, and your hips are in line with your shoulders. Now can you trust yourself to be strong enough to hold this with your breath? And the crown of the head reaches forward, fire up your legs. You've got it, you're just here for 5. Breathe for 4. Soften your jaw for 3, for 2, and 1. Hips up and back, down dog. Take your full breath in. Let it go out of the mouth, exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees 2 steps, top of the mat. Take an inhale, lift halfway. Heavy head, fold, exhale. Grab for opposite elbows, take a passive forward fold, little rock side to side. Soft bend to the knees, just let your head go. We'll activate this forward fold, slide your hands all the way underneath your feet, palms will face up for gorilla. Everyone can do this, bend your knees as much as you need to get there. With your knees bent, belly on your thighs like a halfway lift, take an inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, send your head down, your hips a little bit higher. And then let the weight rock forward into your toes. It's okay if your legs are not straight. Just breathe as you let your head go. And release the grips of your feet. Take a moment, rock side to side, let that go. With your knees bent, hands to your hips, take an inhale, come up halfway, long spine. Exhale to stand all the way up. Take a moment, roll your shoulders up towards your ears, let them go back into mountain pose. So taking just a second or two to get back to that grounding, the feeling of your feet underneath you. And bring your hands to your hips. Lift your right knee up in front of you. Flex your right foot. Take a little bend to your standing leg. Take an inhale long through your torso. On your exhale, toppling tree. Start to kick your right heel towards the back of your mat. Once your right leg is fully straight, flex the right foot. Arms will fly back, palms face down. And so you don't need to be parallel with the floor. This doesn't need to look like mine or anybody else's. What we're really looking for, is that your right heel kicks back and the crown of your head reaches in the opposite direction. So you're getting as much length, getting as expansive as you can. Strong back leg. Breathe here for 3. Fly for 2. And 1. Inhale, bring your right knee up towards your chest. Arms reach high. On your exhale, kick your right heel forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, bend your right knee. You got it. Exhale, kick forward. Inhale to bend. Exhale, let that go, mountain pose. Other side, hands to your hips. Left knee up towards your chest, flex the left foot. Don't think about it, take an inhale. Exhale, kick the left heel back. Going for length here. Straight left leg, fly the arms back. So the palms will face down, so there's a little opening of the shoulder tips. Feel a little roll of your left hip, left pinky toe down towards the mat. And then reach the crown of the head forward. So something I'm really guilty of, draw the rib basket in. So you're taking that little extra arch of your low back out. And then breathe as you fly, you got it. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring your left knee up towards your chest, arms reach high. Exhale, kick your left heel forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, kick forward, you got it. Inhale to bend. Exhale, let that go, mountain pose. Shrug the shoulders up, inhale. Make a little noise, whatever you need, exhale. Both arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, release your right arm down by your side. For dancer's pose, kick your right foot up towards your bum. Reach back, grab for the big toe side of your foot. Keep your eye of your elbow out. And take an inhale, ground down. You might stay here or start to kick foot into your hand. And that same idea, can you get as long as possible? So reaching forward, kicking back. There's a bug on my arm. It's getting as much space as you can. Same as your toppling tree, little roll of your right hip down. Take a little bend to your standing leg. And so the left leg can be fired up as you kick back. Reach as far away as you can, just for 3, 2, and 1. Drive the knee up, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Both arms reach high, inhale. Left arm down by your side, exhale. Left foot comes up towards your bum, reach back, grab for your foot. There is no rush at all. Take your time, get really grounded through your right foot. When you're ready, you might start to kick. So take a second, really evaluate if you're breathing. Check in that the face is not doing extra work that it doesn't need to do. So that although you're doing this really awesome thing, we're practicing this idea of Just being a part of it. Letting the breath guide us through. Just here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, drives you back up. Release your arms, mountain pose, exhale. Last standing pose here, hands to your hips. Turn your right knee out towards the right side of the room. Right foot comes somewhere on your left leg, can be your ankle, calf, inner thigh. Set yourself up however you'd like. And your hands will start at your heart. So find a little lift up and out of your left hip. Stand a little bit taller with a little light pressure in between your hands. Now you might want to stay right here, totally cool. You might find a little bit of play, reaching your arms up or out, wherever you'd like. The gaze might lift as well. Let the tongue relax in your mouth. Hands will come back to the heart. Turn your right knee forward, step your foot down. Other side, hands to the hips, turn the left knee out. Left foot wherever you'd like it. Totally cool to rest it on the floor right next to the ankle. And your hands will start at your heart. Before you go anywhere, can you let your focus be on your breath? So that no matter where you go or what you do with the arms, with the gaze, you have trust that the breath has got you. It tends to help you get kind of out of your head and a little more to right now. Can you get 1 inch taller here? Hands will come back to the heart. Turn your left knee forward, step your foot down. Big breath in, reach both arms up. Nice and slow, exhale, dive forward over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Let it all go, exhale, fold forward. Bring your knees on down to the mat. Little sip of water if you'd like. We'll set up for midway Shavasana. So spin around, lie down. Land on your backs, just as we started, legs long, arms long. So let yourself get into stillness. And feel free to take up some space if you have the room. Take the feet wider, arms wider, close your eyes. And let everything get really soft. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Get a little bit softer on the floor. Start to bring a little movement back into your toes and fingers. Bring your toes together to touch. Arms overhead. Take a big stretch. Inhale. On your exhale, pull your knees into your chest. Back into that little hug. Maybe you take a rock side to side. Bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. right ankle crosses over your left thigh for threading the needle. You might stay right here. You might reach your right arm through, interlace on the back of your left thigh, or reach a little bit further, grab for the shin. What we don't want is the head lifted off the floor. If that's the case, maybe you just let go. Keep the foot on the floor. Maybe the foot even comes to a block, a water bottle, something that can elevate your left foot. And then there's an active drawing in of your left knee. Think about drawing your left knee a little more towards your left shoulder. See if you get a little extra stretch to the outer right hip. Release both feet onto the floor. Switch sides, left ankle over your right thigh. Left arm reaches through this time. Grab for wherever you can on the right leg. And then draw the right knee in towards your chest. So you'll get a little extra stretch. If you think about rotating your left hip out just a bit. So think about drawing your left hip towards the back of your mat. Let the jaw be soft. Release both feet onto the floor. Lift your arms up into the air. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. So going for eagle arms here. If that doesn't work, grab for shoulders. Lift your legs into the air. Right leg up and over your left leg. Reach your fingertips and toes away from each other. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, crunch your elbows up towards your knee. Inhale, get long. Exhale, lift up. You got it. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, you lift. Inhale away. Exhale, lift up. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lift up. Stay lifted. Unravel your arms. Reach them towards your feet. Pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. And we'll set up for the other side. Arms reach up. Left arm underneath your right. Legs into the air. Left leg up and over the right. Toes and fingers reach away from each other. Full breath in. Exhale, lift up, elbows to knees. Inhale, get really long. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale away. Exhale to lift, you got it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift up. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lift up. Stay lifted, unravel your arms, reach towards your feet. Pulse it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. And slide the soles of your feet onto the mat. Heels nice and close to your bums, your ankles stack right underneath your knees. Feet are about hip width distance. For bridge, inhale, lift your hips up. On your exhale, option to interlace your fingers underneath your back. You'll do that by tucking each shoulder blade underneath. Really press your feet down, lift your hips higher. Press your arms down, lift your chest higher. And there's a little press of the back of your head into the floor. So you can untuck your chin, but instead press your chest closer towards your chin. As you find your breath here, notice if you've lost that press into the feet. Without moving them, try to drag your heels towards your bum. Feel your hamstrings firing up. And then squeeze the thighs together like you've got a block in between them. Take a full breath in. Exhale to lower all the way down. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees knock in together. A little rest for the spine. And with the feet wide, let your knees fall to the left side of your mat. Sloppy twist. Knees come back to center and over towards the other side. All right, then make your way onto your belly. You'll flip on over. We'll set up for baby cobra here. So once you make your way to your belly, slide the palms of your hands onto the floor. Hands will come a little closer towards your hips. Your elbows point straight up towards the sky. Press the tops of your feet, your shoelaces so much into the floor, your kneecaps lift up. For baby cobra, inhale, lift your heart up, press your feet down. On your exhale, lower your nose right towards the mat. You got 2 more. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your heart instead of your eyes. Exhale, lower back down. Last one. Inhale, baby cobra, active legs. This time, exhale, stay lifted up. So reach the crown of your head forward, tuck the chin, lift the backs of your ears up a little bit higher. Feet are still really rooted down into the floor. You might play with lifting your hands off the mat. So a little hover of the hands, active legs. Belly is strong. Take a full breath in. Exhale to lower all the way down. Reach your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers above your bum. For full locust, inhale, peel your heart up. On your exhale, lift your feet up. So legs are straight. And like before, reach the crown of the head forward, toes back. You might lift your hands a little bit away from your glutes. And then the belly is working as you press your pelvis down. Lift your heart higher. Really strong through the legs. You've got this. Just for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Right ear to the mat. Look left. Release your arms by your sides. And we've got 1 more spine strengthener. You might stick with full locust. Everyone bring your chin to center. If you'd like to move forward to bow, kick your feet up towards your bum. Reach back, grab for the outer edges of your feet or your ankles. Slide your knees a little closer together. And then take an inhale, lift the heart up. Drive your thighs down, kick your feet into your hands on your exhale for bow. So like double dancers, there's this kick back, this lift up of the heart. Again, taking up space. And even with all that motion, softness through your face. Find a little more breath and that connection to the breath as you lift the heart a little higher. Take a full breath in. Exhale to lower down. Left ear to the mat. Look right. Release everything. Soften onto the floor. Bend at your knees, kick your feet up towards the sky, gentle windshield wipers side to side with your feet. Release the feet back to the floor, hands by your low ribs. Find a child's pose, just a few breaths here. Hips right back to your heels, knees wide, let your forehead soften, elbows soften. And so find that again, connection to your breath. Start to reach your fingertips forward towards the top of your mat. Find a tabletop position on your inhale. Tuck your toes, down dog on your exhale. So take a moment in your down dog. Feel free to walk it out. Spread through all 10 fingers. Offer a little more weight to the inner edges of your hands so your thumb and index press down more firmly. There's a little wrap of your shoulder blades down, spiraling towards the floor. And we'll set up for some flows here. We'll start with a modified. Take an inhale, come forward to high plank pose. On your exhale, lower your knees, untuck your toes. Nice and slow, resist the floor as you lower all the way to your belly. For For baby cobra, been here before. Inhale, lift your heart up. On your exhale, this time come back through your knees. Tuck your toes, down dog. So that's our modified flow. It's really great if you work with building strength. It can be really difficult when done correctly. You can stick with it for sure. Otherwise, we'll try out the full chaturanga. Take an inhale, come forward, high plank. Lower forward and down, just half the way. Knees are lifted. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Press your feet into the mat. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. So if you're going for that chaturanga, hips never touch down. We've got 3 all together. Pick the one that works best for you. Take an inhale, come forward, high plank. On your exhale, resist the floor as you lower. Inhale, lift your heart up. Press your feet into the mat. Exhale, hips up and back. Find your down dog. Breath in, drive forward, high plank. With control, exhale, lower. Inhale, open through the heart. Press your hands down. Exhale, hips up and back. Last one here. Breath in, come forward. Resist the floor as you lower. Inhale, lift your heart up. Active through the legs. Exhale, hips up and back. Down dog. Find a full breath in. Let it go out of the mouth. Full breath out. Look forward towards your hands. Slide your knees outside your wrists at the top of your mat. Knees wide, toes to touch. We'll set up for reclined hero. We'll take some rest there. You need a little sip of water, a good time for it. If you're not really sure where to go, bring your hands back behind you. Lift your hips up. Send your tailbone forward. Lower the hips back down. This might be plenty enough. If you need a little bit more, you might come down to your elbows or onto your shoulders. We want no pain in the knees here, so if you're feeling that, try to adjust your knees in space, adjust your feet in space. Everybody's bodies are different. We're looking for a stretch to the front part of the body, and somewhere you can land for a couple breaths. Notice if you can bring a little softness to the face or the shoulders. Letting something release that might have tightened up as you release other parts of the body. You've got just a few more breaths here. And slide your hands all the way underneath your shins. Press your hand up onto your elbows, and then find your hands strong through the belly. Right away, down dog. Plant your palms, step back. So take this moment to kind of release your legs, your low back, if there's any compression there. And then bring your knees onto the floor. Setting up for camel pose, you'll come up to stand on your knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Bring your hands to your low back. Fingers will point down. Start by bringing just a little bit of an activation to your glutes. And then lift your heart. Take an inhale. On your exhale, arc up and back. Setting up for camel. So again, just like that standing back one we did at the beginning, think about the lift happening from your heart up. And so you might reach back for your heels here. If you do, keep the hips gently pressing forward. No matter where you are, find slow inhales in and out of the nose. It's completely normal for your heart rate to start to elevate. But what you have is your breath to calm it down. You've got about 2 more breaths here. Stick with it. Inhale brings you right back up. On your exhale, sit your hips low, hands into your lap. Sit tall, close your eyes down. And take this moment to Notice if you kind of had a big reaction to it, maybe a small reaction. Just become aware of it. So every time that we come into this pose, especially if you do it more often, you might start to notice that reaction starts to dwindle every time you come into it. What we're really doing is changing the behavior out of the pose instead of in it. Draw your shoulders up to your ears. Inhale. Let them go. Exhale. Hands out in front of you. Step back to downward facing dog. For pigeon prepped, right leg kicks high. Inhale. On your exhale, bring your right knee somewhere by your right wrist. Foot will come across your mat. You'll lower your hips down. And from there, you might come straight forward. You might slide maybe a pillow or water bottle, something underneath you. And so we're looking for a stretch to the outer right hip. For some reason this doesn't work for you and there's another stretch that stretches it better, go for it. This is your time right now. We'll get still here for a couple breaths. Check in with your jaw, let it release. You've got just a few more breaths here. And start to walk your hands up. Tuck your toes, find your down dog. Other side, left leg kicks high, inhale. On your exhale, left knee somewhere by your left wrist, foot across the mat. Lower your hips down. Right away, you might stay upright, you might fold forward. If you do notice that this isn't working for you, you might take threading the needle like we did before. You might roll onto your left hip, bend the back knee, finding swan instead. There's no right or wrong, we're just looking for a stretch. If you do have your elbows on the floor, maybe you try bringing them a little wider apart, give a little more surrender into the mat. You've got just a few more breaths. Start to walk your hands up, make your way back to downward facing dog. Once you get there, take whatever you need. That might mean a little stretch, leg into the air, pedal out. Maybe you flush it out with one final flow. Option is there. You are flowing, just move with your breath. From your final down dog, bring your knees down onto the mat. Swing your legs out in front of you so you're sitting on your bum. Left leg comes up and over the right leg. And then send your left arm behind you. Take an inhale, reach up with the right arm. On your exhale, twist to the left, seated spinal twist. Can you sit a little bit taller on your inhale? On your exhale, a little more rotation of the heart towards the back of your room. And keep breathing right here. Make your way back to center, switch up the legs, left leg long, right leg on top. Right arm behind you, sit tall as you reach up, inhale. On your exhale, find your twist. You might hook the elbow, you might grab for the thigh. Little to no weight in this back hand, sit a little bit taller, inhale. Rotation on your exhale. And keep moving and breathing with every inhale and exhale. Make your way back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide for butterfly. We'll just take this passive, so fold forward. Let your elbows be heavy, your belly let go. Everything starts to soften, head just droops to the floor. Start to roll yourself up to a seated position. Find a comfortable seat so it can be cross-legged up on your shins. We're going to do some Kapalabhati, which can be really special because when you think about it, when we probably open the studios back up, we're probably not going to get to do Kapalabhati for a long time. So let's cherish this breath exercise. If you've never done it before, it feels a little bit silly. It looks and sounds a little bit like this. We'll try it all together. Sit as tall as you can. Big breath in. Regular exhale out of the mouth. Breath in to prepare. And begin. Ten, 5, 4, 3, 2, let it go. Take a big breath in, fill up. Sigh out, exhale. Grab a little sip of water if you'd like. And then make your way back into Shavasana. So that same shape we started in, we landed in the middle. You'll find it one final time here at the end. And so this is our last pose. On your backs. So all we really have left is stillness. That's it. And even though we've done probably some more complicated poses, more muscle utilizing poses, this last final Shavasana can be really hard. And I know for sure that doing it in your house is even harder. I know that because I've experienced it myself. And so decide to choose this last bit of time here just to get still. And when it starts to get hard, flush it out with a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let everything get softer. Notice where your mind has traveled to, if you can bring it right back into the sound of your breath. Let it travel right back. So grateful for each and every one of you for showing up to your mats today. We do have a little link in our bio if you are able and can donate. We are so grateful. No matter what, I'm so glad that you were here, that we got to breathe and move together. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you can. Namaste.